Hello, it's Emmy with Studio Emmy. I'm here to show you tonight something that I've made, and I'm going to give you a brief tutorial on it just to show you the steps that were involved. It's a greeting card and it's a screen door. I found the pattern on Pinterest and it was from Country Woman magazine, so I was able to print it out and I reduced it in size a little bit. It was too large to fit on my card, so it was rather big, so like a half a sheet of an 8.5 by 11, so I have reduced it. The approximate measurements are 4 inches across for the screen door, and I have it measured out. About 4 inches across and 6 inches down, and then it has these cutouts, and I have a PDF for it that I can attach for this, but primarily I'm doing this for a group that I'm in called the Craft Hole, which is a Facebook group, and we have a Friday night mini challenge. We get together for about 3 hours and we always have something that we make. We don't publish the pattern until right at the start of the event, so it's kind of fun. And everybody scrambles and tries to make something in 3 hours, and we post pictures and get to enjoy each other's company and each other's work. So what I did was to make the card, you can see it's a screen door and it does open, and there's a piece of paper behind there, and it's a greeting card. Oops, sorry. And it's a greeting card, which I haven't filled inside yet. But that's basically what it is. Now, to get started, I'll tell you what I did. I first printed out the pattern on my printer. So this is what I had to start with. And from that, I scored it. I cut it out and I scored it so that it ends up looking like this. And you can see where I've scored it right here. So I could cut these pieces out nicely. Because what you want to end up with is a template that you can trace. And so this is what it looks like when you're done cutting it. And what I have done to place it on the cardboard, I use thin chipboard, is I use this repositionable, restickable glue stick. I use this quite a bit for crafts, and it's actually on the back of this right now, and so when I want to store it in between making cards, I can just put it back down on this and store it. But when I'm putting it down on the chipboard, I lay it down on the chipboard and trace around it. I find it's a lot easier to trace around it than try to cut with it stuck to it. So I had adhered it down here, and then I traced the image. And after I traced it, I cut it out, and I end up with something like this. Now, this has already been treated, though, to make it look more like a door. I put some gesso on it, and on both sides, and that's some tape I'll show you later, but I put gesso on it, and then I inked it up with one of my Spectrum Noir markers. This one I used a brown. For the other two cards I'm going to show you here in the demo, I used a light green and a light blue. But so this is how it looks. I run it through my embosser first. I put the gesso, first I run it through the embosser, and I chose this one because it really does look like the wood in a door. So you can use anything you want to, but I thought that was kind of fun. And this is the effect that you get. It does look like it has wood grain. And then the next step is, of course, choosing the paper. And so I glue down the paper that I measure 4.5 by 6 inches for this card, because this card is a 5-inch by 6.5-inch card. So I center the paper and I put it down. And then, to make my door, I tape down to it some vellum. Now this is how I put the tape down, and I want you to see that. It's just 1/4-inch double-sided tape. I didn't have any problem with it coming through on the back of my card. Let me show you the card again. When you open the door, this is what it looks like. And this is my first one. It's a little rough, but yes, it looks like the inside of a screen door, wouldn't you say? So I've just double-sided sticky tape here, and it really is not sticky. If you were to put this in the mail, I don't think it would stick. If you wanted to, you could embellish it somehow inside, but I didn't. And so that's how I tape it. And then what I used was 2 layers of some black tulle. If you're familiar with tulle, you'll know that it comes on a roll like this. And these are rather inexpensive. I got this at Joann's. And it goes a long way. I've had it for a long time. But what I did was, on the card that I made, is I doubled this up so that it was on there in double. I really did is I put it down like this, stuck it down, and then folded it. Didn't cut it, but folded it so that's in the fold. And then I trimmed it and trimmed it down a little bit too. So I would use the tulle, you could use vellum, you could use whatever you have on hand to make it have the effect of a screen door. So after I've done that, and I've got the vellum on it, I take another piece of paper because you want it to look as though you're looking through the door. I got lucky with this piece because I actually had something that looked like you're looking out a door across the street at a house. So that's kind of cute, but you don't always have access to that kind of paper. So this time I would use this yellow paper that I've cut a 1/2 inch bigger than the door, and then I've scored it and folded back a 1/2 inch, because that 1/2 inch now I will adhere like this. So it's like a door. And I also cut out 2 little tiny door hinges out of chipboard. That's for the door that I'm going to show you. It's a blue door. Put little tiny holes in them, which I'm going to use for little tiny brads. So that is for this blue door here that I'm going to use. So that goes with that. But for the purposes of my demonstration, this is the yellow one. Might go behind that brown. Or, more likely, because this is blue and yellow, the yellow would go behind this door here, and it'd be very showy. So really, you just have to put double-sided tape or wet glue or something. Then you glue this down. You can punch a hole, like I did here, and I put a brad in it for a doorknob. And my hinges, I just place this so that there's a little space, a little more space on this side than this side. And I just abut my hinges here. I've got a little trimming to do, but yes, I just abut the hinges there. And I have already placed little brads in them by then, and a brad here. And then you've got your screen door card. So I hope that you can understand what I've walked through here. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. My contact information will be below. But that's basically how I made it, and it actually was kind of fun. Once you get the hang of it and you've made 1 or 2, they go together nicely. So it's been a lot of fun just making this sample, and we'll be doing this in the craft hole on Friday night. So I'll see you then. Bye for now.